go. Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City uniform, they stay clean. I just caught mine off of Fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. Make that a little better. There we go. Happy Monday. Thank you for tuning in to SKF Weekly. You see it. We here. I'm in the building. Shout out to everybody. As always, you know what I mean? We holding it down. I like to accept this award on my brother John's behalf. He couldn't be here tonight, but I will accept this in his honor. Thank you. We did it. Brooklyn, we here. Oh, anyway, shout out to my brother John. Shout out to my brother Jose. Hope they are chilling wherever they are, enjoying life now, doing whatever they got to do, man, taking care of the little ones. Appreciate them. You know, take some time. Like I said, the program is going to keep going on. We take some time, you know, it's going to be the off season. So it's going to be sporadic, but you'll see, I'll be here. I'll be rocking. So, you know, I ain't got no little ones. I got a big one. Pause. Anyway. So I hope everybody's doing okay. Shout out to everybody out there. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking the time. I know today is a very busy Monday as usual. There's a lot going on there. You know, the only bad thing about this is, like, you know, one of the things that annoys me, and I know it annoys other fellow content creators, is the off season and all the speculation. And we're not even in the off season yet, guys. Can you imagine? We're not even in the off season, and we already dealing with mounds and mounds of speculation. Oh boy, this offseason is going to be the death of me. I don't know. I don't know. Make the best of it, man. But geez, like I'm used to dealing with this type of stuff and experiencing it, but there's no basketball going on. We still got the NBA finals happening, and wow, it's unbelievable. Anyway. Shout out to all you guys. I hope you're doing well once again. Crim's dad in the building, a member of the SKF Army. Salute to you. Good to see you as always. Shout out to my guy Walter Blackman in the building. See, he said, I don't believe Kid is leaving Dallas. I don't know, Walter. Shout out to Deron Wayne in the building. He said, good evening. What up, Deron? And thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. Shout out to Hit 'em Up NJ in the building. What is Devin Booker doing up there? Interesting. Shout out to Old Soul Chief in the building. What up, Old Soul? Appreciate you. Lena Franklin is in the building. Let's go, Lena. What's going on? So I think we should have a former New York Knicks player, Jason Kidd, being our head coach, because I have a good feeling about this. Would be cool. And I heard J.R. Smith try to be a coaching position as well. Hey, you know, listen, I don't know. Look, the one thing, I mean, we say maybe that's a road for J.R. Smith. I'm not sure. You know, he did some wild stuff as a player, but that's just because he was wild. You know what I mean? But we knew that J.R. Smith knew how to play. Like, he played good defense. He was super athletic. And when he was on with that jump shot, he was automatic. So it's not like he couldn't play, and it's not like he didn't know what to do. He just was a wild card. He just liked to do whatever he wanted to do. But as a coach, it's a whole different ball game. And I also think J.R. Smith has grown up. You know what I mean? The dude went to college. You know, he studied to be a golfer. Like, he's just a different man now. Like, so, you know, who knows? I mean, I wouldn't make him my head coach, but not right now. I'm saying, I mean, if he wants to be on the coaching staff and learn and implement some of the things, you know, cool. I'm cool with that. Shout out to Juan B in the building. What up, Juan? Said, didn't Dallas say no to the meeting? Au contraire, mon frère. Apparently they have not said anything. So they did not say no to the meeting. They haven't said anything, actually. It was false false rumors, bro. False reports. That's how it is sometimes. Maybe it was somebody from Dallas that leaked something that said Dallas didn't want, like, one of the Dallas fans of Dallas media, like, no. Dallas said no. Who knows? Nah, yeah. Well, no. Dallas hasn't officially said anything. They haven't. We thought they did because people said that, but they have not. So, and I think they probably have not because I think Jason Kidd is not that happy being in Dallas after what they've done, and especially trading Luka. I don't think he was happy about it. So, I don't know. But that doesn't mean that automatically he's going to be the next Knicks head coach. It just means that it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Shout out to David Smith in the building. Said no major trades. Stay the course. At least one more year. This Knicks team has presently constituted can win a title with the right coach. Okay. Craig is in the building. Said, Ron, we need Dan Hurley. You like him. I got bad news for you, Craig. Dan Hurley is not leaving. He's already said it. I mean, he said Dan. The one thing I appreciate about Dan Hurley is he said it early and quickly, so that way he doesn't want to get anybody else's hopes up or anybody's thoughts, speculation. Dan Hurley already said last week that he does not want to go through this whole thing again this summer with the media attaching him to an NBA franchise. He's good. He's good where he's at. I'm paraphrasing, but he definitely did say he doesn't want to go through this another summer. He's not going anywhere. He's basically staying where he's at. So much for Dan Hurley. Unless something changes, and I don't know how anything could change. The only thing that I think could change in Dan Hurley's favor is if the Knicks gave Dan Hurley the Pat Riley treatment. And quite frankly, not for nothing, we don't know if anybody deserves that type of treatment. And I say the Pat Riley treatment, I mean, that means allowing you to be the coach, allowing you to have input on all decisions in the front office and stuff, and also giving you stock and stuff in the Knicks, should I say? So yeah, I don't know about that, because I don't think that. I mean, you would have to give Dan Hurley an offer that he couldn't refuse, and he still might refuse it. So I don't know. He, it's different, and plus it's uncertain. You come to the NBA, from what I hear. Shout out to Fritz Alcindor, and I don't watch a lot of college basketball, but Dan Hurley plays a very tough, in-your-face, pressing, full court press for the whole game type of defense. This is the NBA. You don't really see these NBA players doing that style of defense for 4 quarters. So that would have take some working in. People would have to buy into that, and so it's no guarantee that it would work. That people would even want to do it. But it would definitely be nice. Walter Blackman says, I want Johnny Bryant as our new coach. I hear you. I mean, listen, I like Johnny Bryant too. I don't know if he's the right coach, but I think he could be the coach. You know what I mean? If I was the GM, I would have to know more about him, and maybe the Knicks do know that stuff already, but I would have to know more about him, what he thinks about the game, his style, what he would do, how he would like to run the games on the offensive end, on the defensive end. If he doesn't feel comfortable on the defensive end, would he be comfortable bringing in another coach that would help him run the X's and O's and basically orchestrate the defense? And he would, you know what I mean? Like, I would need to know a lot of that stuff. Also, I would need to, understand how's his in-game management skills. Like, how does he feel? I would have to run through scenarios and situations, down 2 in this amount or whatever. We got this scenario happened with this amount of time on the clock, like all types of stuff. I would have to run. Any new coaches need to run through all of that. You need to put them in like they're going to school again. You know what I mean? But so I don't know. David Smith says this Knicks roster should have been in the NBA Finals this year. If not for the Tibbs poor coaching, it would be crazy to break it up after only 1 year of a new team. And Cat did not have a training camp. Okay. David Smith says Udoka is the best coach in the NBA. He would be great here, but is he a realistic option? No, because he doesn't. One, Houston said no, so that's one. And Udoka doesn't want to leave. Udoka's happy in Houston. Why wouldn't he be? That's a young team. that he's already got his footprint on. He's already had one season with them, and they're only going to get better. Why not? Why not? Okay. All right. David was eating dinner too. Okay. Enjoy. Manja. Ron is getting a watch for Father's Day. Hey. Oh man. Darren Hood is in the building. Says salute, Ron. What's going on, Darren? Brooklyn Butch is in the building. What up, Brooklyn? Good to see you. Salute. Dan is in the building. Said, Ron, what's good? What's going on, Dan? Tori B is in the building. What up, Tori? Hello, good people. Mets, Knicks fans, let's go is here. Salute. Joey Rip 'em Up Sports is in the building. Said, Ron and the crew, what up? Joey Rip 'em Up Sports likes Mark Jackson. Okay. I mean, hey, I don't know. Shaw Powers is in the building. Salute. 3 capital S's. What's going on, Shaw? Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Wolverine 1986. Tibbs is gone. Yes. 1B is like it shows on Sports Illustrated and a lot of sites. Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt that has been put out there, but I think the difference here is like what I said with Udoka. Udoka is happy where he's at. He don't care about the Knicks job. And Houston does not want to lose him. Dallas, on the other hand, Jason Kidd is not happy. So, he could stay there, but he's not necessarily thrilled with being the coach of the team with everything they got going on right now. They're a little bit in flux. So, Tori B said, took Luka and gave the man street clothes. The buckets in the bill. Something is going on because Dallas has not said no like Houston did. Maybe Dallas is thinking they want to reset also. I think that, I don't know, but I think Dallas respects Jason Kidd enough to allow him to do what he wants to do. I'm not saying that that's for certain because ownership doesn't have to do that. But I think maybe they're thinking, at this point, we're doing a lot here. He's been a trooper, whatever. And the other thing too is the flip side is if the Knicks are willing to, trade for him or whatever and take the remaining of his contract, to your point, they might be able to do a reset and get a cheaper coach with that team that's going on over there. Because I don't know what Dallas's plans are. Dallas is 1 year removed from the NBA Finals, guys. Isn't that crazy? So it's kind of wild, everything that's gone on over there in the past year. So, I don't know. Mets, Knicks fans, let's go. Salute Ron and chat. Hope our Knicks make the right moves. I agree. LTN is in the building. Said, hope the Knicks gets a good head coach. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, let me just breeze through and get going. Greg Perry's in the building. What's up, family? What's going on, Greg? Dripmore's in the building. Yo, Ron, what up, bro? Hey, shout out to you, Dripmore, preferred barber of still Knicks fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. New York isn't New York or Newer York. What's up, Ron? What's going on? Tendrill's in the building. What up, Tendrill? Juan Rivera is in the building. Last 39 out of 40 champions has had at least one first-team All-NBA player. Unless we think Brunson can be that, let's get Giannis. Interesting. Desmond Drew is in the building. I wonder what free agents are the Knicks going to get. Who knows, man? That's there's been a lot going on right now. This Knicks community is full of great content, guys. A lot of people do put on really good shows, and there's a lot of good information out there. And I especially love the shows that have capologists. I don't have a capologist here. I'm not a capologist, so I can't pretend that I am one. Oh, sorry guys. I hit a button by accident. I was cleaning I was cleaning my keyboard and I swiped over something. I'm sorry guys. Hopefully that didn't mess things up too much. I don't know why I did that. You'd be talking and just, doing stuff that didn't make no sense. I apologize about that, guys. Let me just make sure that everything is still rocking and rolling over here. I don't want no extra issues. I don't know why when you're the channel host, it doesn't really pop up for you. I got to actually type in and search for my own show. It's rotten, yo. Really not good. Okay, here. All right. All right. As long as I can see that we're good to go. All right. Okay. All right. Now back to where I was. So anyway, what I was saying is there's a lot going on. There's definitely a lot going on. And the Knicks do not have a lot of money. And so I was watching a show earlier today. I don't know if it was yesterday. It was Replay Gang for me, I guess. I was watching Knicks Film School, and Macri was with his capologist. And they were going through stuff. And the Knicks really did. I mean, there was different things and scenarios that was brought up in which the Knicks could get certain players that could help. But these players are very, very, very cheap, guys. Like we're talking about $5 million, $6 million player. So the Knicks do not have a lot of money, guys. So all I can say is if you want to run this team back, don't expect a lot. Can they improve? Yeah, they can still improve, but just understand the type of names we're talking about. It's different. And so that's why it's an interesting question. I'm gonna put that up as a poll. Let me do that now, actually. Yeah, let's get that going. Let's see here. Wonder if it's going to give me a couple options that I could use. We'll see. Let's try it. Okay, let's see. You guys can answer. Okay, I'm just going to put the question out there, and you guys can answer the question on your own. It's not going to be a poll like a regular poll, because I just figured this is better. And it's the same thing from the thumbnail. All right. So you guys basically put your answers in the chat, what you feel about it. I've never done a Q&A before, so it's my first time. I said, let me try it. Let me try it out. And I apologize if that throws you guys off from the normal chat, but I just want to get, see how this works. Shout out to Bagger Jones in the building as well. What up, Bagger? And Wonder Woman is here. Let's go, Wonder Woman. Good to see you. Clavins Daris in the building. I prefer Johnny Bryant. J Kid has ISO heavy offense. Excuse me, short rotation. You have to pay him more and send draft assets. Johnny is the guy that I believe will get the job done. Okay. Shout out to my guy Keith Turner in the building. What up, Keith? Good to see you, brother. All right. Okay. So, I like what you did there, Crims Dad. Oh man, I like to have you if I'm running for office. He said Giannis, or should I say? Let me stop doing that. Why do I keep doing that? Let me pronounce his name the right way. Giannis, or run it back with the new coach. That's one way of looking at it, but I mean, it may not be Giannis. I hope it's not that other guy, that guy from Phoenix that plays power forward for them. But you never know. You never know. Shout out to D Rex in the building. He says it's Johnny Bryant o'clock. Tay Tay's in the building. What up, Tay Tay? All right, guys. Only Crim's dad has actually put something that is going under the Q&A. You guys got to put something in the Q&A. Acquire another NBA star or run it back. All you got to do is type in another NBA star or get another NBA star or run it back. Either one. Put that in the chat so I know how y'all feeling, because the Q&A is there. It's dry right now. It's coughing. It needs a little love, yo. Okay, David. Thank you. Okay. Hey, RD Barn is in the building. What up, RD? Joey DeLuca is in the building. Salute to you, Joey. Said keep OG, Cat, and Hart. Get KD and number 34. I don't know how you want to do that. Jabroni Z is in the building. What up, Jabroni? Run it back. Okay. Did I say shout out to? I think I did, but let me say it. Shout out to Tay Tay in the building. What up, Tay Tay? Damian Cox in the building. What up, Damian? Maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo, but not Kevin Durant to the Knicks. Okay. I got you. I'm with you on that. Jay from PR says, shout out to you, by the way, said they should have ran it back last year with a new coach. Okay. All right. Juan says Giannis or run it back. I mean, that's answering the question both ways, brother. Bring them all back. No brainer. Okay. Silk Sutton says, hey, Ron McCall, a.k.a. Coach Killer, says run it back. Oh, man. I guess Brooklyn likes Trey Murphy. I like Trey Murphy too, but the Knicks can't get him unless they trade for him. Now, if you tell me we traded McCall for Trey Murphy, and okay, I'm like, all right, I'll do it. Give me. I don't know though. We'd have to trade somebody else with McCall, because if I could get Trey Murphy and the little dude, I forgot his name, but he's a free agent anyway. That's from New York. What's his name? Forgot. Little point guard, the backup point guard with all that energy. All right. Alvarado. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you, my brother. I should have knew who it was. Isn't he Boricua? And they just had the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Gotta represent La. Yes. All right. Okay. Shaw Powers says kinda run it back. Okay, kinda. So make some little tweaks, but keep the same core. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, the problem is free agency is like we just don't have any money, bro. We got no money, like no money, and we're even handicapped even more because we're so close to the second apron. So we can't, like, if we were closer to the first apron, we could go over. You know what I mean? And mess around a little bit, but we can't go over the second apron. You are hard capped at the second apron. So it's tough. Shout out to Prezi the boss. Salute to Ron the Teflon Don. What's going on, Prezi? Jabroni says Ron. Shah says avocado. Yeah. Jabroni says Ron, we can't keep making major changes to the roster every year and expect a different result. India is in the finals because they ran it back. With what chemistry do we expect to have then? That's a good point. That's a good point, Jabroni. All right. So my personal feelings on this is that I don't know. I'm indifferent, bro. Like, if they can somehow get Giannis might be the best player in the league. If they can somehow get Giannis, yeah, all right. Depending on what they have to give up. But if it's something that doesn't affect the core of the team, like if obviously somebody's going to go that's important, but if it doesn't affect too many pieces on the team and you still have a really good roster with Giannis, then I do it. But honestly, I'm also comfortable with them. See, I'm probably the only one that is thinking this way, like fully. I know other people are saying stuff, but I don't want to do it, guys. But I really just don't think the Knicks can really improve unless they trade Macau. And it's not because I want to get rid of Macau. It's just I just said it. The Knicks don't have any money, guys. Jalen Brunson's not going anywhere. OG is too valuable. He can't. I wouldn't trade OG. I mean, never say never, but I'm just saying in this situation, I don't really want to trade any of these guys. But Mikal is the only one that we're about to give a lot more money to going forward with the extension. And then we're stuck. We can't do anything. So right now we've got some wiggle room, some flexibility. He's the only person I could really move and get something for. I mean, in the past, I would say Mitchell Robinson. But you guys saw how valuable Mitchell Robinson was right now. And if you got Cat on this team, you got to keep Mitchell Robinson. So I can't trade Mitchell Robinson. So my whole thing is the only guy I think we can move is Macau. We can actually get something back for that can help us. We can get some depth from moving Macau. We can get 2 players from Macau, depending on who you trade him to. You know what I mean? And 2 good players. They may not be as good as Macau individually, but collectively, they might give us one of the players could be great offensively. The other player could be great defensively. And that still helps us. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be all in the same package. But when I say great offensively, I mean a bucket getter. You got to be a bucket getter. So like we might be able to get one of each. It all depends. I mean, I'm not saying there's a lot of guys out there that you could choose from. I'm just saying like Macau gives us a little bit more flexibility in that regard. And I just think that even if the Knicks decide to run it back, they might still have to think about, hey, let's dangle Macau out there to see what's available and what we can get and if that better helps the team. I mean, on the flip side, you could say, hey, Ron, let's run it back. Let's use that money, go out there, get ourselves another 3-point shooter, and maybe we can get ourselves a ball handler on the cheap, just somebody who can handle the ball, make some smart decisions, maybe can knock down an open shot if need be. Doesn't have to be great, but at least we'll get that. We'll get somebody who can be better and take care of the basketball, and we'll get another scorer, a shooter that can knock it down, right? And then we depend on the bench. We depend on the young bucks, Pacom Dadier and Tyler Kolek and Ariel Hukporti and maybe Kevin McCullough Jr., With a new coach, you never know. You can never say never because, they might choose to go that route and be able to make it happen. We're not totally lost, guys, because the type of stuff that Tibbs didn't see doesn't mean another coach won't see it. Another coach might see something in these young rookies and say, you know what? We don't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of resources. Instead of doing this, let's use these young guys and just get everything out of them. Like, get everything out of them. So I don't know. My whole thing is like, I think Kevin McCullough Jr. is the dude. I don't know that for certain, but something tells me he's the guy. But I think the Knicks feel like Dadier is ahead of him in the pecking order, and Dadier might have the talent to take it to the next level. The only thing with Dadier is I need him to get his confidence up, because we saw Dadier when he was playing, he had moments where he looked pretty damn good, but he just wasn't consistent with it. And that probably lends into different defensive matchups if it's versus different teams and his confidence level going up and down because he's just not comfortable yet. He's still learning how to play basketball in the States. And he's still a very young kid. He's going to be 20 this year. So, but that's a good problem to have. And maybe he's the dude. I don't know. The Knicks might be okay, guys. As much as I say they don't have a lot of money to work with, if they can just go out there and do what I said, get themselves another ball handler who's, can hold on to the ball, and another 3-point shooter, a good 3-point shooter. You keep Landry Shamet here, and then everybody else is gone. And, I mean, like, Campaign's gone, DeLon Wright's gone. I'm sorry, but we need the money. Precious is gone. We know Precious is leaving, most likely. And we just keep the rest of the rookies, the young bucks, and start using them and interchanging and see what we can actually get from these dudes and use Kolek and stuff. Hey, Anything could happen, guys. That might be the team right there that we don't even know that we didn't know we had. Like they might be the answer. A nice little 10-man rotation, and be able to change we might even be able to change our style of play, guys. We may not be able to do it so much with the starters, but we might be like a running type team with the second unit. And remember how we was like that a couple years back when our second unit with Obi and Quickly used to come in and they used to run up and down the court, and we used to actually create stuff with them. They used to actually energize the team and make the opposing team work. Remember, our bench was outscoring or not outscoring, outplaying our starters, and we were doing more with our bench at times. So, I don't think that any bench that we get could outscore this level of starters that we got right now. But I'm saying they can definitely get better. I think it's a thought. It's a thought. I'm not opposed to it. Shout out to Silk Sutton in the building. What's going on, Silk? Thank you for the generous super chat. He said, Ron, where's Beauchamp and Watson? They don't count two ways as a part of our roster. Oh, yeah. Okay, and that's another thing, too. Beauchamp is still here. So he's coming back most likely. Yeah, so, that's a good point. I forgot about him. And that's another guy. I mean, Beauchamp is interesting, and definitely he gives us that defense. So if we lose DeLon Wright, guys, we got Beauchamp. We just couldn't use him in the playoffs. Remember, because the deal that he signed, he could only play for the regular season. That's why if some of y'all out there was like, yo, what happened to Beauchamp? He could not play for the Knicks in the playoffs. So just wanted to throw that out there again, just for some who might not have remembered that or didn't know. But next year, he'll be available fully. Prezi says our Thundercats: Huck, Tyler, Nash, Stockton, Maravich, Dadier, Beauchamp, Watson, and McCullough. Okay. Bagger Jones says, Ron, I say run it back. Just get someone to replace Bridges in the starting rotation and put him on the bench. Let him be the sixth man and control it. He played great when Brunson was out. Look, I'll be honest with you, Bagger Jones. That's not going to happen, but that's what I would want to happen. 100% I'm with you. I would much rather prefer Mikal Bridges being the sixth man coming off the bench. But he has been a starter since he's been in the league. And I don't think you could do that to him. He's on the verge of getting an extension. And if he was one of the reasons why Tom Thibodeau is not here, do you think you could make a guy like that unhappy and put him on the bench? Plus, he's also an Iron Man. So he has to start these games and play can't see it. I can't see the front office doing it or a coach allowing it to happen. So, but I do think that that's the answer. I thought from early in the season that they should bring Mikal off the bench. He can still play a lot of minutes. He just comes in and leads that bench unit. But, it didn't work out that way. So, yeah. Oh, and you know what? Oh, I forgot. Damn, I was supposed to do this earlier. Let me see if I can find it while I'm doing the show. If I can find it, I'll play it. Okay, let me close this thing out in the Q&A. I don't know how I feel about Q&As. It was all right, but I don't necessarily love it. Let me see if I can find this. Do a little digging. We'll see. Okay, so let me keep it going. Anyway, Hart needs to be the eighth man. I mean, guys, I get it. I know everybody's not happy with what Josh Hart did in the playoff series versus Indiana. But remember, let's go back to it again. Remember, it was only the playoff series versus Indiana. He didn't play bad in the Boston series. He didn't play bad in the Detroit series. He just played terrible in the Indiana series. So that's just something to think about. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, he wasn't all bad. Yeah, Dan, no, but McBride is not. He's not the type of ball handler that you need. He's not a floor general type. The Knicks need to get themselves a backup floor general type. Now, you say you might already have that in Tyler Kolek, but even if you do, you still need another one. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not sold that Tyler Kolek is going to be here, guys. That's only if, I mean, if they run it back, fine. But I'm saying if they make a trade, Kolek's contract is sexy, and he's a young player that has an upside that a lot of teams would want. And I hate to say that he would be a chip that gets thrown into a lot of trades if they need to sweeten the deal. So the Knicks need somebody like that regardless. And if you can get somebody like an Alvarado, but I think Alvarado makes too much money. I think he makes 12 million now, I think. I don't know what he makes. I could be wrong about that. But I think let me check that. Alvarado. Maybe I'm tripping. Contract. Oh no, he doesn't make that much. I'm tripping. I'm thinking about somebody else. Yeah, I mean maybe they can get like that guy that I'm saying, that 3-point shooter, somebody, and bring in like somebody like Alvarado. And Alvarado, you guys know that he was at some of the playoff games in New York, right? And he was chopping it up with the players after the game. So I don't think he would mind playing for the Knicks. Oh, I hear what you're saying, Dan. I got you. Okay. Um, Shout out to El Jefe in the building. What up, El Jefe? According to Windhurst, a team doesn't ask to interview a current coach unless they want to hire him. For 2 days, Kid hasn't gotten asked for permission to interview. Do you think he will do an interview with the Knicks' permission? I mean, I think that's telling to me. I think that the Knicks. I mean, he already said there's mutual interest there. I think the Knicks want him, and I think he wants to be with the Knicks. But it's just about how much and about how candid can he be with the Dallas Mavericks ownership for them to respect him and allow him to get out of there. You know what I mean? Because if they have a level of mutual respect for each other, they would say, listen, we got a lot going on right now. We've made some moves. We still want to build for the future. But I think they're all over the place right now. I don't know what they want to do. And I wouldn't be surprised. I don't even know if they want to hold on to Anthony Davis. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they try to flip him. So I don't know, man. It depends on what they want to do. If they think they can still win, then I don't know if they would want to get rid of Jason Kidd. But if they think that they're kind of in flux and they might have to rebuild, because you also got a 30-something-year-old Kyrie Irving coming back from an Achilles injury. So I don't know, bro. That's an interesting one. That's interesting. It's tough, but I definitely do see a road where it could happen, because I do think that if they respect Jason Kidd enough, they'll allow Jason Kidd to interview with the Knicks and see what type of compensation that the Knicks will give to trade for him. They would have to give at least 2 second-round picks, because that's what is usually the going rate for coaches. So I don't know, but we'll see. All right, so let me do this, guys, because there are a lot of questions about Jason Kidd. And, there's people that look at Jason Kidd and remember Jason Kidd has a lot attached to him. And it took him a lot. In the beginning, he did some silly stuff. You guys, I can't even remember it in full right now. What was it that he did? Oh, that's what he did. Remember, you guys remember when he coached the Nets at the time? I don't even know if they were the Brooklyn Nets. They might have been the New Jersey Nets, right? Remember when he coached the Nets and he needed to stop the game, and he didn't have any timeouts, so he threw water on the court. Jason Kidd is hilarious, but that was funny. I know there's a lot of young people don't even know that even happened, don't even remember that. They don't even know it. Yeah, Jason Kidd he was drinking out of a cup, and he accidentally fake spilled it on the floor, so they had to stop the game. Shout out to Jason Kidd. That boy was, man, he was clever. That was so funny. Oh, the good old days. So, but you know, a lot of different things about J Kidd. And so here's one of those things that I think is very interesting that maybe, isn't thought about. Let me pull this up for you guys. So check this out. This is very interesting. So you guys, my whole thing is when I think about a coach for the New York Knicks, I think there's a couple different things that I think has to happen, right? First off, I think the coach, I should have outlined this, but I think the coach has to be able to be good on one side of the basketball. I've said this before, guys. I'm just elaborating again and putting it all in one little nice little neat picture for you guys. So I think the coach has to be good on one side of the basketball, which means they either have to be a talented offensive coach or a talented defensive coach. They don't have to be both, but they got to be one or the other. All right. Because I think the Knicks are at a level where we're not playing any games. You know what I mean? You can get any type of coach and they can learn on the fly with you and cultivate their own skills and stuff, depending on what the roster is. When you're just, developing a team and getting to a certain point, like when you're rebuilding, but you're growing. No, the Knicks aren't rebuilding or growing. The Knicks are there. So you need somebody to know at least, be good on one side of the basketball. All right. So that's one. Two, the coach has to be flexible with the roster, right? You got to be willing. You can have shortened rotations. You can lock on to a unit that you like, this is my guys. These 8, 9, 9 guys, 10 guys, these are my guys. I'm rocking with these guys. That's fine. But you got to be flexible and willing to switch it up if you need be, right? So something's not going right. My guy is in a 8-game slump. All right, well, let's sit him on the bench for a game and let's bring this young rookie in there and see what he got. Just to give it a different look, switch it up a little bit, put some fire under him. Whatever, you got to be willing to do that. Of course, you definitely got to be able to hold the team accountable. That's without question. I think a little bit of that might have been a little bit of the problem with the team right now with all of the nepotism that's going on. Maybe, other teammates feel like maybe guys aren't being held accountable or being held to the same standards. Who knows? I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying you can kind of think something like that could happen when it comes to nepotism, right? The other thing is the coach has to be able to make in-game decisions, right? Not everything's going to work out. You don't have to be perfect. You're going to make a decision sometimes that, this doesn't work out. And you might make a decision that costs you the game. But as long as you learn from it, right? And then the next time you go out there, you might make a decision that wins you the game. The point is to make more decisions that win you games than will lose you games, and have the ability to make in-game decisions, as opposed to it's always game to game, or when you have long layoffs where you have 2 or 3 days of rest where you can have a full practice, a la like our former coach Tom Thibodeau. And once again, as I always said, guys, even though I know Tom Thibodeau couldn't make really good in-game decisions, in my opinion, he made some here and there, but for the most part, that wasn't his strong suit. Whenever he had time in between games to have some time off to run a full practice, he usually got the guys playing very well. He usually got them right where they needed to be. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy who has a different ability, an ability to see that the team is down 10 or 12 points and like, oh, they're hitting us with this, oh, they're blitzing Brunson. What do we do? And can make a change that would actually get the Knicks out of that and allow us to regroup and do something different and get back into the game. That's the type of guy that we need to have coaching our New York Knicks squad. And there's a couple other things that we need as well. I mean, we'll talk about it as we go along, and as this coaching search goes along, because the Knicks have already said that they're going to take their time. They're not going to just jump at it and get anybody. So that's the thing. Like, I don't know if they're able to talk to Jason Kidd and they have a really good interview, do they just pull the trigger and say Jason Kidd is our coach, or will they still make Jason Kidd wait while they go through other coaching prospects? Sounds like, I mean, every time the Knicks have done these little things where they're searching for somebody, when they search for Thibodeau, it took a while. When they were scouting or looking to bring in a player, they've done scouting for months and months before they decided to go trade for somebody. So, we'll see. But anyway, Shout out to the Sports Illustrated. This article is from 2024, courtesy of Sports Illustrated. It said, per synergy, Dallas ranks first by wide margin in points per possession in its half-court offense after timeouts this season. The next closest teams are the Memphis Grizzlies, Washington Wizards, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Denver Nuggets. And it isn't just out of timeouts that the Mavs thrive in their half-court offense either. Dallas ranks 7th in points per possession differential in its half-court offense per synergy. So, guys, do you know what that means? Jason Kidd makes great in-game decisions. And then get that out. The decisions. He makes great in-game decisions. After timeouts, he calls good plays, and it usually is successful in Dallas's favor. In 2024, it was more successful than any other team. And as I said, it's not just out of timeouts. Their half-court offense, ranked 7th in points in 2024. I said the Knicks need an in-game coach who can make in-game decisions. I gave you Jason Kidd. Something to keep in mind, guys. So that's a real good sign. That's a good plus for him. I want to show you guys something else real quick that I found very interesting. Oh wait, sorry. I think I put the wrong one. Yeah, I did. Hold on. Let me remove this, stop this, and do it again. Is it this one? Yeah, here it is. Okay. So shout out to Shaq's. This is Shaq's NBA on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to Shaq's NBA. Definitely want to give him credit for doing this type of work. And I think this is pretty dope. He did a peek into Jason Kidd's playbook for 2025 Dallas Mavericks. It's an action breakdown. So check this out, guys, and take a look at how Jason Kidd runs his offense. And this offense does have some similar things that the Knicks were already running, but it does things differently too, and does other stuff that the Knicks weren't even running at all. Because you guys know that every NBA offense borrows from each other. They all run similar offenses. It's just some do it differently and some do it totally differently, like Indiana. Excuse me, with all the motion. But I want y'all to check this out. So this is how Jason Kidd runs his offense with Dallas. All right, let me move myself out of here. Okay. Let's play. Let me see. I wish I could make this a little bigger, but without I can't really blow it up. It doesn't let me, does it? Let me see if it lets me. I don't think it does. Oh, yeah, it does. There you go. All right, that's better. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, so this is a floppy play. You guys know this from NBA 2K. Said Clay breaks underneath. I went too quick. So anyway, look at Clay's movement, right? And then he passes it off. Gets a nice, easy layup by the big man. Here we got another play. Look at the movement. Clay comes around, and he's got an easy shot because not only is he coming around, but the other guy's moving to the paint, and he's sealing off the guy. Pitch to the elbow, double ball screen. All right, so... And this might be going a little quick for you guys. I can rewind it a little bit if there's something that stands out, okay? All right, so that's Anthony Davis. So basically what that did was that movement created an ISO for Anthony Davis where he just had the one-on-one. He could, he's a star. He could do whatever he wants. All right, look at this play. Horns, elbow, Ricky. Pitch to elbow and a flare. All right, check this out. Immediate pin down for player Ricky. Look at this. Nice, quick, easy shot. Wide open. Look at this. Okay, second screener sets pin down after double drag. And then it leads to a wide open shot a little farther out. This is the play I love. I like this play. This keep into Miami, whatever, DHO. Davis keeps, hands off. Then, right, look at this double action here. Ball screen. Boom. Look at that. Wide open for the floater. There ain't nothing there. That's a nice play. Horns versus high coverage. Look at that. The double screen. We've seen Tom Thibodeau do that differently. Then right to Anthony Davis. Oh, that's terrible defense by Sabonis, by the way. Horns flip versus high coverage. Both bigs flip the ball screens. Look at this. Woo. Okay. Look at that. Wide open. Imagine Cat getting those. Horns versus switch. Kings finally switch. Okay. However, Davis can play out of the double. All right. So they got two there. Davis, he pitches out. Look, just wide open. So that's something Cat can do because Cat can draw the double team like that. Horns, elbow, flare, rip screen, baseline cut, empty action. All right. Look at that. Empty DHO. So, okay. Movement. All right. He's got a one-on-one down low. He can post him. But now he's stuck. But look, you got somebody cutting right to the back. Now, I don't know about that. That looked kind of crazy. But you get the point. Delay zoom. All right. Cut baseline. Pass there. He could have took that shot, actually, but he went in for what he thought was a better shot. Touch double, strong side flare. All right. Okay. Let's see what we do here. Oh, lob play. That was a bad lob, but it was a nice lob play. Horns, elbow, rip flare, gut, Chicago. These names is crazy. All right. I just like movement. The Knicks don't move enough, in my opinion. Plays moving. Look, when you got a shooter like that, look at that. I mean, he gets a nice look. He missed, but Horns out. Flow into double step ball screen action. Okay. Double screen right there. Look, I mean, he could have shot that himself if he wanted to, but he got another shot for Kyrie. Like, he could have shot that. Well, I think that was Kyrie. Okay, you got movement across the baseline. Pass right there to the middle, right back to Kyrie. Kyrie dribbles into the paint and then flips it back to, I mean, that's a congested play, but with good ball handling, you know, you can make it happen. Here you got, so there's a lot of this motion around. They drag guys around a lot in his offense, right? Pass the ball. Then you got an elbow zoom slip. All right. So this guy's coming around this side, right? The fake handoff. Then, you know, he went, okay. All right. That's not bad. That's something the Knicks could use. Okay. He's about to set it. Oh, he went past the screen. I guess he was expecting to set it. And another floater. All right. Delay zoom slip to the empty side. And a lot of these is also about execution, guys, like making sure that it's executed right. Delay zoom twirl. Marshall twirls pinned down. Okay. Cuts around. Then, okay. In empty side actions, tag is okay. Right. Baseline, you know, and then somebody's wide open right here, but he didn't take that shot. He went in with his floater. His floater, that's his bag, huh? But you see, the point is, look at that. Now, Clay was wide open, but he could have kicked it to the corner, and that dude was even more open. Dribbles into the lane. Yeah, that's pretty simple play. Horns out wide. Let me see where we're at, because I don't want to. Oh, it's almost finished. Both big set wide pins. Okay. All right. Like, that's that's a perfect shot for somebody like Macau. A little mid-range jumper right there. Boom. Stop and pop right there. That's Macau written all day. Triple ball screen, first screener ghost. Look at this play. It's got to be out of a timeout. No immediate help except from weak side limited taggers. Oh, look at that. Wide open. Boom. And they didn't get anything out of it, but those are good plays. Little, you know, show screen high. Wide open in the corner. Faked, take the mid-range. Another Macau type shot or an OG type shot. So, yeah, you get an idea, guys. It's not like super complex. It doesn't have as much movement as Indiana's plays, but it moves a lot more than what we see from Tom Thibodeau's offense with the Knicks. So it's something to think about. It's something that the Knicks could use and improve on. And the other thing is, Jason Kidd is a former point guard who knows how to play and can tell guys what to do and orchestrate these plays better. Oh yeah, shout out to D Grant. Yeah, R.I.P. to the legendary Sly Stone. Yeah, man. Funk ain't never been the same without a man like that being a part of it. Wolf Perry, shout out to you, my brother. Said I think Jason Kidd would unlock Cat and Brunson combo. I think so too, and I think he would find a better way to get them moving in the pick and roll, because the pick and roll is kind of something that we just we abandon it. We don't use it, and I don't know why. Uh, um, you definitely need to get great assistance, Nostalgic Nick. I agree with that. Shout out to you. Um, Dan said J Kidd had the Mavs playing good while Luka and Kyrie were hurt. That's true. That's facts. Shout out to Randu in the building. Salute. What's going on? American Man is in the building. Said I don't think this is fair given the players. I don't know. You might be speaking about something that's going on in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, I see where you're going with that. American Man said that's why I asked about Clay, wondering if he can play that Ray Allen kind of role. Yeah, I mean, he's just he just ain't the same Clay. You know what I mean? And the Knicks don't have a lot of money, and to invest in trying to figure out how to bring him over here. I mean, if he came over here on one of them veteran minimums, maybe, you know what I mean? But I just don't know, bro. Clay's like, and defensively, he don't move the same at all. At all. And the Knicks, Knicks can't play around with some of these spots. They need guys who can defend when because they already got liabilities. Yeah. American Man says the only one problem, we don't have the shooters. And that's the reason why you gotta Landry Shamet is a shooter if you use him. Right. Uh we need to go out there and get us another shooter, another really good shooter. I agree. For cheap. But Pacom Dadier shot the ball pretty well from three, where he played. He just needs the reps and the confidence. So he might be another guy that we can use. I tell you one thing: he shoots with give Pacom Dadier the same amount of attempts that Mikal Bridges gets from three, and I bet you Pacom knocks down more threes. Pacom can shoot it. He needs the reps though. He really needs the reps. Shout out to WizBKLA. Ron, what's going on? Okay. Hey, TA Cowboys in the building. Cowboys. What's up, Ron? I'm still disappointed, but okay with what we've accomplished this year. I hear you. Johnny Davis in the building said, what up, Ron? Salute to you, Johnny. Hope you're doing well. D-Rex said Dadier had some outstanding G League games towards the end of his season. I agree. All right, so what do I got? I got about a little. Okay, all right, let me do this. Little time. Where's it at? Give me a second, guys. All right. So let me close some of these windows because I got way too much going on over here. Apologize. Close this. Okay. All right, great. And so I think that, this is very interesting that Jason Kidd, he might be a good answer for us, man. He might be a good answer. So we'll see. I'm not opposed to it. If Jason Kidd becomes the next Knicks head coach, I'm fine with it. I'm still I'm still open to Johnny Bryant or anybody else that might fit that we think is a good look. I just really don't want somebody that comes from the same style of Tibbs. I just think we need a different look. It's a different time right now. Let's try to do something different. to maximize the offensive ability of our guys, and also maybe do something that allows us to play a little different defensively. Maybe we'll play a different type of defense that does a little better at closing out against 3-pointers. You know what I mean? You never know. Got to try it. Got to let it play out. See what happens. Oh man, I can't find it. I'm gonna keep looking, but I don't think I can find it. Anyway, let's see. Craig says, "I'm tired of giving away our first round picks. Aren't you, Ron? Kid is younger. Tibbs, I'll pass. What? But you don't have to give a first round pick to get Kid. And I don't think he's a younger Tibbs. He don't necessarily coach like Tibbs. He's different. In the fact that, don't forget, I mean, he's also a former player and a Hall of Fame player. Like Kid is he's still scratching the surface of how good he can be as a head coach, right? Remember, he's only 1 year removed from being in the NBA Finals. I'm not saying he's definitely the answer. I'm just saying I think we'd be okay with him. I think we'd be fine. And he's made it to an NBA Finals. So it's not like, he can't do it. And I don't know how you guys feel, but I think with the right little pieces adding to the team, and if we can get something out of our young players that we already have on the roster with what we already have as starters, I think our team is better than that team that went to the NBA Finals with Dallas that year, 2 years ago, in my opinion. But, so I think Kid could definitely do it again. We'll see. Well, anyway, guys and gals, if you want, now's the time. Opening up the phone lines. So if you want to call in, it's definitely fine. I'm here ready to rock and roll. You know what it is. Let's get it going. Yeah. So the number is 347-305-7280. If anybody wants to call in, now's the time. Once again, that number is 347-305-7280. What's going on, caller? You're on live, SKF Weekly. Your name, where you calling from?
Ron, what's good? It's Dan.
Hey, what up, Dan? How you doing, brother?
I really think that, like I said, to me, the more that I think about it, they just pulled the pin prematurely on Tibbs, and it's becoming more of a nightmare than it has been anything else. So, but as far as making the moves, the only player that I really see that would do us any good is to move Cat. He'd be the only one that would bring us back what we need in abundance. Everybody else, we would have to probably give up more than what we would get in return. Well, and as far as the head coach, I do like Kid, but I think they might go with Johnny Bryant, one, because of his relationships, but two, because it gives him an excuse to extend it out another year. Well, he was a first-year coach. Give him the grace.
Well, so, I don't know, man. I mean, it's tough because I look, don't get me wrong. Making the move that they did, deciding to get rid of Tom Thibodeau was a tough move. You know what I mean? Some people are happy about it. and like, finally this Knicks team could reach its full potential because they feel like Tom Thibodeau was holding them back. But you also got to understand Tom Thibodeau was the best at getting the best out of the least, right? So
Exactly.
now that he got a lot more, maybe maybe he didn't necessarily go about it the right way for this season, but he's really good at getting the best out of whatever roster you give him. And now he had a really good, at least top heavy roster to work with. And, maybe some of his ways of doing things just rub people the wrong way. And that's why we're here. But he definitely got them to the playoffs. He got them to another 50-win season. And so whoever comes in has some big shoes to fill. My whole thing is I keep saying that I think that as long as the Knicks bring in a competent coach that has a plan and understands how basketball should be played, especially in today's NBA, the Knicks should be able to win 50 games again, no problem, and make it back to the playoffs because they got a lot of talent on this roster. And the other thing too is like when I'm talking about it, as thinking about whether they should run it back or not, I've already talked myself into a way that they can run it back and be pretty good. I don't think there's an issue. They might be okay. Now, I'm also aware that, you bring in somebody like Giannis. I think why do I keep saying that? Giannis. Thank you. I don't know why I keep saying Giannis. You bring in somebody like Giannis and man, like you guys don't understand the level of impact that he would have on this team. Like we've seen him play in the same place for so many years and see what he does, especially look at his playoff numbers. They're ridiculous. But imagine putting that on the Knicks with Jalen Brunson still being here. And if we're right about what they're really trying to do, they're trying to do it and keep Cat here too. You imagine having Giannis, Cat, and Brunson, knowing what Giannis can do? Like, I don't know. So I like I said, I can't rule it out. But I also see that there's a road where if they ran it back and the new coach was more flexible and allowed the young players to develop throughout the season, but also played them and use their strength, whatever their strengths are, the Knicks could be okay. We might have some diamonds in the rough. I don't know. I still think like that Kevin McCullough Jr. kid, I think he might be the guy. So we'll see because the guy can play on both sides of the ball, and he was averaging 18 points per game in college. That's not shabby.
I agree. And when it comes to like J Kidd, and like I put in the comments, look what he did with a depleted Mavs team this season, and he kept them in contention even when Luka wasn't out as far as being in the playoffs. He kept them in the playoffs running for a good portion of the season with a depleted roster. So if he could utilize our bench, and get the best out of Huck Porty, get the best out of Dadier, get the best out of Kolek, that'll be great. And I think a coach like Kidd would definitely benefit Kolek as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it would benefit us because we'd have a stronger backup point guard because Deuce is not really a backup point guard. He doesn't have the ball handling skills, and he doesn't make the right decisions as an on-ball guard. He's an off-ball guard. So it's a lot of things, but I'm looking, and as much as I like Cat, I think that if we do make any kind of trade or anything, it's going to have to be with him only because of the blunders that he was doing during the games, during the playoffs, the dumb fouls. And this has been going back since Minnesota, just picking up nonsense fouls, his head not being in the game, and him not realizing how important he is to be on the court.
But, the thing is, Dan, the flip side is this, right? On the defensive end, do I feel like the Knicks are going to bring in a coach that's going to have the Knicks playing better defense than what Tom Thibodeau had them playing? I don't know that. I don't know that for certain, because you could say if you give Tom Thibodeau the pieces in all of the right positions, you can see he can get the defense going. That's not a question. but could they have somebody that comes in and plays a different style of defense that maybe works a little different? It doesn't give the same type of pressure that Thibodeau's defense gives, but it gives a different style of pressure, or it cuts off different angles. You know, who knows? We don't know. We saw Indiana play us in game 6, and their defense looked better than us, and they're not a good defensive team. So you just never know what you can get with the guys buying in and the right approach, the right energy, and the coach having a scheme. But the flip side is, this is where I wanted you to think about, and I want a lot of Knicks fans to think about this too. We talk about Cat a lot with his shortcomings. Brunson too, when it comes to the defensive end, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But what happens if we get a coach that flips the script? He's not the defensive coach, but he's the offensive coach. So yeah.
So who we're gonna bring in? D'Antonio?
No, I mean there's a lot of good offensive coaches out there, and there's a lot of good offensive coaches that don't have the same type of weapons that the Knicks have on their court. They don't have a Jalen Brunson and a Karl Anthony Towns to run their plays with. So what I'm saying is, you never know. We might flip the script and the identity a lot more. Like, we might become a decent defensive team, not great. At one point we were great. Like 3-4 years ago, we were great. We might be a good defensive team, not great, but we might become a juggernaut offensively. Maybe now we're running teams out the gym.
And that would be great. The only thing is like, if you think about, even when Cat was under the other coach that they were talking about bringing in, Chris Finch, when he was up in Minnesota, he was doing the same things, Cat.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't, when it comes to he needs to get his head in the game. And when you were talking about Brunson, yes, to me, Brunson has to, as good as he is for us, as great as he is for us, when it comes down to certain times, he has to stop putting his blinders on and move the ball around. Because at times the ball stops too much with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that has hurt us too. But and I think J. Kidd would help that, because, like you said, he's a point guard, and he helped him develop when he was in Dallas.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. We just, like you said, we need the right person to come in, because this is not an 8-seed team or a play-in team that is getting a new coach. This is a 3rd seed, 4th seed team that is getting a new coach that was in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's a totally different environment, totally different game. And if we bring Johnny Bryan in, it's going to be a uphill battle for him, definitely, more so than J. Kidd, because of J. Kidd already being there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's fair. That's a fair point. I agree with that. But the other thing too is, I think that's the other reason why I like J. Kidd. I like J. Kidd because I think he's a coach. Like, I've always felt like Jason Kidd is going to become a really good coach one day. Do I think he's there yet? No. I think he can be a better coach, but I think he's getting better. And I think, he might be the guy to become that level coach with the Knicks, with this type of roster and type of things we can do. He might be able to take the team to the next level and unlock some of our guys, because he was a point guard as well. And he could definitely go back to helping Brunson be more of a facilitator, if that's what's needed, with the fact that we have more talent around him. Because when he was with, first off, we already know Jason Kidd was a fantastic point guard. You know what I mean? Dude used to average triple doubles, and he definitely averaged like 10 assists a game. But when Brunson played for Dallas, this is how far, like, we so used to what Brunson is now, we forget what Brunson was. When Brunson used to play with Dallas, he was the type of point guard that would pass guys open. That's how much of a point guard he was when he was with Dallas. When he used to play the Knicks, he used to come here, and people used to be like talking about, oh yeah, the Knicks considered getting Jalen Brunson. I'm like, Jalen Brunson? I don't know about that dude. You know what I mean? I wasn't like really feeling it.
Yeah.
But he used to pass guys open when they played us. Like, he'd be passing the ball to spots, and the guy would be right there at the spot. Like, he would lead them. With the Knicks, he don't do that. With the Knicks, he's become a scorer, and it's different. But if anybody could get if anybody could get him back to where he was, I think Jason Kidd could definitely unlock how he passes, how he moves the ball, and make him become a better, overall player on the offense for the Knicks. So just a thought. But he's not the only one who could do it.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. Well,
I agree 100%. To me, Jason Kidd is definitely the best candidate. Now, what we would have to give up, I really wouldn't want to give up that Washington Wizards first round pick, even though it's not going to be a first round pick because it's going to be 2 really good second round picks. I'd rather give up some of our second round picks, but we'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, I'm with you on that. Well, we'll see how it all shakes out, man. Dan, listen, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the call.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a long off season, bro.
Oh yeah, you be blessed. Everybody is watching. Be blessed. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. You too. Take it easy.
Yeah. Bye.
Knicks Nation 112, where the players dwells in the building. We need a coach to hold. Oh, sorry, that went down. We need a coach, to hold the team to begin accountable on defense, but we should be able to outskill other teams. That aspect of Tibbs' coach did not grow or change over his tenure with the Knicks. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I said, we're so used to what the Knicks have been since the 90s and all these other years, and then Tibbs gets here and we're still laying into that defensive style of play. And I'm not saying we need to abandon it, but who knows, guys? We might be going towards a different realm. Like, we got guys on the team like Cat and Brunson that are special offensive players. Having a guy like Tyler Kolek in there. Yeah, we know he's not a great defender, but put him in there. He can unlock a lot of things. The team can start being a high-flying team. Get a couple of, these athletic guys off the bench coming in, Dadier coming around and stuff, doing different things and opening up the game. We might start playing like Indiana. Not that we have to be them, but you never know. It only takes a different philosophy and having the core players that are skilled, right? And then adding pieces around that to help you implement your strategies. The Knicks could easily flip up the style of play. We could still be good defensively, not great, but we could be dominant offensively. And maybe that's the way to go. There's more than one way to win a championship. In the playoffs, do you have to have defense? Yes. But as Indiana will tell you, we can be a great offensive team and be okay defensively and make it to the NBA Finals. So just putting that out there. Shout out to Ed Santana in the building, says, let's go get Giannis. Yeah, I hear you. That might be the way to go. I mean, we got to see. What makes sense. JM3 is in the building. Salute, Ron. What's going on, JM3? Manny's in the building. What up, Manny? He said maybe the answer is a different philosophy. It could be, bro. It could be. Shout out to everybody tuned in. We got over 179 people tuned in on X and on YouTube. On X, please share out the show so that people know we here rocking. On YouTube, please smash that like button if you haven't already done so. Definitely appreciate it. We are on the road to 10K subscribers. Please continue to share out and show the love. Let people know we here rocking, man. Thank you for all the love and support. Craig says, not for nothing, Tyler should be the point guard and Brunson should be the shooting guard. That has been said a lot. Shout out to my guy Jay Chosen. That's always his mix. He loves that style of having those two guys. In that, the only problem is defensively we would get cooked. Like, we would have to really be running and gunning and outscoring teams to make that plausible. Like, we would have to run it up. The score would have, we'd have to be dropping 40s and more in the first quarter, like really cooking dudes to make that work. Not that it can't happen, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, you need to have certain things going. Like, I could see us possibly having a lineup of Brunson and Tyler and then Macau, OG, and Mitchell Robinson, because you got three guys playing really good defense, all with really decent height, 6'6" or better, obviously. And then you got the smaller guys in Brunson. Well, Kolek is actually 6'3", 6'4". He's not that small, but you know what I mean? But then you got those two guys who don't play the greatest defense, but they can really push the pace and get things going and get us into a really good offensive bag. That's something to explore. Yeah, I don't know about that though. See, the problem with that is you got 3 bad defenders on the court at the same time. That's a tough one. I mean, yes, scoring wise, they could really put up some numbers, and maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the key. Just outscoring, like I said, outscoring the teams instead of worrying about not being able to stop them as much. Maybe they can't stop us. Like I said, it's about a different. As was said by Manny, maybe the answer is a different philosophy, a different style of playing, a different thought process as to what we can do and how we play teams. So just never know. Shout out to Brahim in the building. Said we need Kolek to give us that TJ McConnell defense off the bench. I wish he could, bro, but that's not his bag, man. It just ain't his bag. Can he be a little better defensively? Yes. Does he have that ability to do the swipe thing? You guys know the swipe thing, right? Whenever a player goes into the lane and try to go up for a layup, you swipe the ball off their hands before they can get it up. He can do that. He used to do that in college. And some of the better defenders, the older ones, that's all they do. They do it like freaking Kyle Lowry is a professional at that. Drives me crazy watching him do that to our Knicks. But he's great at it. And if he can learn to do that more, that might help him. Shout out to Craig. Hold on one second. Craig, Cat knee was injured. That's why his defense sucked so badly. He could barely move right. I mean, look, I don't want to get into the whole Cat defensive bag. I think Cat was playing hurt? Yes. Do I think it affected his movement? Yeah. But Cat has never been a really good defender. Okay, it just is what it is. Now, does it matter as much with a different coach? Like I said, you don't know. But I will tell you one thing. There's a reason why Minnesota felt like they had to go out there and get Rudy Gobert and put him at the center spot. It wasn't just the fact that Cat didn't want to play center. It was also because they needed better defense at that spot. And when you bring him to a coach like Tom Thibodeau, you knew what was going to happen eventually. You knew there was going to be something. Prezi says, still Knicks fans, what's your thoughts on Banton from Portland? Banton, is that the light-skinned kid? I think it is. I don't remember. Yeah, Delano. Yeah. He's all right. He's not bad. He's got good length. 6'8". Yeah, I mean, he's not bad at all. And he's probably somebody that you could get for cheap. But is he a free agent or you have to trade for him? I mean, that's like a mini trade, like a Deuce for Banton type thing or something like that, right? So, I don't know. Banton shot. I mean, but the problem is the only thing that the Knicks need guys who can shoot threes, right? Because in order for this offense, whatever offense we're thinking they're going to work, especially if it's going to be a 5-out type of offense, the Knicks need better shooting. So if they're going to acquire somebody, that person's got to be able to knock it down at a high clip. And Banton, for example, shoots 30. He shot 32% from 3 last year. He shoots 30% for his career. So he's definitely not the answer as far as that goes. Can he give us some versatility? Yes. But like I said, I don't know if that's what the Knicks need. I do know the Knicks need a bucket getter, but they need a bucket getter who could also knock down the three. Or they need to just decide to get a sharpshooter, another guy who can just knock down, who shoots the three at 40% or more. It's tough, man. It's tough. And when you don't have a lot of money, I don't know. Josh Moose says they should get more defenders. Yeah, but, that's the thing. This is why this is so tough, right? And this is why people are saying, you can't do too much, right? They decided to get rid of the coach, but you can't really blow up the roster and do all that too. It's just too much happening at one time. and knowing that the Knicks have more than one problem. The Knicks weren't just bad on defense. They also have moments that they were bad on offense. Yes, could they score 100 points easy? Yeah, they probably could. But here's the thing that I think that gets lost with this Knicks team. We know the Knicks can score 100 points, but is what the Knicks should be scoring? Or because of the level of talent, should we be around 115, 120 every night because we're that good? That's the question I think that gets lost, is that were we not maximizing our talent because we were too stagnant at times? We weren't running enough plays. We didn't have enough movement. We don't play with a high pace, and we didn't have enough what do you call ball general floor orchestration stuff happening on the court, especially with our bench. And obviously we know we went ISO a lot. And we also, another thing we did was we ate up the shot clocks. That was part of Tibbs' style of playing, right? There was a reason why every time Brunson would get the ball, you know how they would roll it to him and he would take time off the clock. That was intentional. And that's another thing that I wanted to, say when people talk about Brunson holding the ball for 16 seconds in the shot clock. It's all intentional, guys. It's not just Brunson needs the ball in his hand to pick his spots and figure out what he's going to do. It's intentional. That's Tibbs' style of play, that he wants the Knicks to run it that way. He wants the ball to be inbounded slowly, wants Brunson to let it sit on the floor a little bit and drain clock. That's all a part of the whole thing. But, maybe another coach says, I don't really want us to take up too much of the shot clock. I don't want us to milk that much of it. I want us to be able to get a shot up within 8 or 9 seconds. So that way we can get a rebound and we're not rushing. We have another chance to put up another shot. You know what I mean? So who knows? It's all about different coaches, different philosophies. We don't know what we're going to get. I'm not saying we're going to get D'Antoni's style of play 7 seconds or less, but we don't know. We don't know whatever coach comes in here. We have yet to find out how they're going to play and how these Knicks are going to get used. But it definitely could change things. The Knicks might move quicker and become a quicker style of offense. And if that happens, we will be scoring points faster and we will be putting up more points. So you look at a Knicks team that might sometimes be putting up 140. We've done that already this year at times. We might be doing that more. Just don't know. So it's a wait and see, man. We just got to see what type of coach comes in here and what type of, style of play that they feel like the roster can do. Because you got to have the right pieces to carry all that stuff out. I think we got the right pieces, but who knows? Shout out to Danny Landis in the building. What's going on, Danny? Said big run. Salute, my friend. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope your son is doing well. HRM is in the building. What up, HRM? Oh, look at this phone call. Thank you for calling. This is SKF Weekly. Caller, your name and where you're calling from, even though I know who it is. What up, Wiz?
Wake up, wake up, wake up. What up? This is LA. We're burning out here. Send some National Guards out here.
Oh, no.
No joke.
Oh, no.
I'm ex-Marine, right? So they called me up. They go, yo, you want to go down there? I'm like, dude, nah, I'm okay with that. I'm Jamaican. You guys will probably deport me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, your price is high, and the price just went up.
Exactly. My sister's like, don't. I said, whatever. Anyway, what's up, Pete?
Hey, man. Chilling, bro. Chilling. How you feeling?
Not good. Because you know what? I thought that they had a coach in the bag waiting to take over, and they fired Tibbs.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm not feeling very good. I'm feeling very good. So, of course, my pick, again, I like Kidd. I think it's a good idea. The concept is great. But I really think Jonathan Bryan is the Knicks whisperer, man. I think he's got the right touch to be like, yo, guys, where he can coordinate with them and work with them with good assistance to put together what they need and maintain a little bit of continuity. At the same time, put his own touch and his own spin on the offense. So that's my number one choice of coach. But now, Giannis, oh my goodness. My African brother.
Mm.
Jeez. What did I tell you? I can't give up OG, man. I cannot give up OG. I know that would be part of what they asked for, if not cash too. But cash instead. But OG is a baller, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna break out next year with the right coach. OG could be an all-star and all-NBA next year. That's my thought. And an all-defensive NBA. In fact, I can't really defensive player yet because that's Wemby's got it locked down. He's healthy. But I just think that I got to keep OG. Obviously, captain is not going to go anywhere. That means everybody else is expendable, even Deuce. And to get a kid like Giannis and to get a squad together. So personally, I want to run it again, run it back. I do want to find a piece like going to go on the bench. I would want to, people have mentioned DeAndre, De'Aaron Fox type, a fast, taller guard with a good handle, passing skills, and defensive skills as well, so we can cover up for Brunson and let Hart go back to the bench. That's my take, man. That's my take. If these guys would eat more salmon, if they would actually have salmon every Saturday, they would probably do better and stay healthier. I'm just saying, because I still want. I'm Jamaican. I still want a 10-second 40, 90. Well, I said 40. I do want a 10-second 40. A 10-second 100-meter dash. Because I'm Jamaican. We stay healthy all the way through. And it's a matter of having a salmon and some jerk chicken and some ackee and sauce and banana and oxtail.
Okay. All right. You eating good. Yeah, man.
But you're so helpful through some boring times out here in LA, man. Because it's all this LA stuff going on, all the drama. So it's a real relief to hear your show going on. So I want to say appreciate that. No matter what I say about you, you actually help make the times a little easier, and you bring some knowledge, and you bring in your peeps. I want to shout out Mega NYK and my other peeps there in the chat. But thank you for what you do, man, because you made this transition a little easier for me.
Hey, man.
While we go through all these turmoil.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, Wiz, as always. Thank you for that kind words. Yeah, we got to get through this together, man. This is going to be a tough offseason. I mean, I say it's tough because every move that gets made is going to be under scrutiny, and we don't know how it's going to play out until we actually see it play out. Doesn't matter what they do. It's going to be, is he the right coach? Oh, did we trade for somebody? Is he the right player? Why did we do this? We should have ran it back. If we run it back, why didn't we go get somebody? No matter what we do, it's going to be under scrutiny until we actually see it all play out.
Right. And I do think McCullough is probably the gem on the bench. I know Daddy has got a little spark, and of course got a nice game. But Porty, of course, is strong, and I mean, I'm not going to doubt the possibility of him being a backup center. I mean, I still think it's a little early. I want to see him one more year. But McCullough, I think, is a pretty good weapon. And don't sleep on Beauchamp either. If the right coach can get Beauchamp's head to, in the right space and have him train right, he can be utilized really good. I mean, we could be 12 deep. We could be 12 deep and really strong. And next year, people are talking about, instead of going 10 deep, let's go 12 deep. For the Knicks, running, gunning, putting up 120 points a game, holding teams on 100 on defense. I don't doubt that possibility. So McCullough's my boy, though. So I think he's my next dude. But this time, it's going to be a full package. Anyway, thanks, Ron, for a great show. And I'm going to be listening. So I'm popping off to let somebody get a chance to talk. And maybe someone will get on here who can teach you to dance. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Wiz. Way to end on a high note.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Have a great night, man. Thanks for the call.
You too. All right.
All right, bro.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Kennard is one of those players. Shout out to you, Prezi. Luke Kennard is one of those players that is very interesting. As long as the Knicks can afford him, he might be somebody. And guys, Luke Kennard plays decent defense, and he shoots the three at 40% easy. So I mean, he's like around 43, 44 sometimes, but he's 40. He's over 40. So the guy who can knock it down, he's interesting. Let me see. Got another caller here. Caller, you on live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, this is Ice Water. How you doing?
Oh, what's going on, Ice? How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm good. How's everything?
Can't complain, man. Good to hear from you. Hope everything life is treating you good.
It is. Thank you a lot. I appreciate it.
No doubt. What's on your mind, brother?
Just turned on and just been listening for about a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
Just really, I just wanted to. I think really the coaching search is going to come down to. I really think it's going to be Johnny Bryant, and the reason that I say that is because Rick Brunson. I think keeping Rick Brunson is going to be a big deal, and whoever is going to be able to keep him. I don't see a veteran coach not coming in with their own staff and having to agree to keep Rick Brunson on staff. I think more first year coach. I think a first year coach would be more in line of and taking that responsibility on. So I really think it's going to be Johnny Bryant. I think they're just going to, just like the last time when you knew the pick was going to be Thibodeau, but they still interviewed a whole bunch of people. I think they're doing the same thing now, but it's still going to wind up being Johnny Bryant.
Right. I mean, it very well could be. Bryant might be the guy. And that's the other thing I want to also say to my fellow Knicks fans out there. Don't think just because I know there's been moments where, I mean, people are starting to question what the Knicks are doing. Like, because the interviewing a bunch of coaches that already have jobs sounds wild. Like, because most of these coaches are the owners are gonna say no. But they obviously have. The one thing I've learned about Leon Rose, that guy, how he's ran the Knicks in the past 5 years, always looks like he has a plan, right? Because nothing happens overnight. And how many times have we said when he just steers us a certain way, what we think, and the media says this is what the Knicks are going to do, and he does something different? Like when he went out and got Josh Hart, we didn't expect that. Like when he figured out how to get OG over here, we didn't expect that. Even Macau was talked about, but nobody expected the Knicks to actually go do it. Like, so in regards to I brought it up early in the show, like when they interviewed for the Thibodeau's job, they interviewed a lot of coaches. It wasn't just Thibodeau's job to win or lose, whatever. Like they interviewed a lot of coaches before they picked Thibodeau. So I definitely think the Knicks have a plan, and I think they have favorites, but that doesn't mean they're going to go about this faster than they really want to. I think they just have a methodical way of doing things, and it has to run its course. But I'm not going to say that the Knicks don't have a plan. I think the Knicks front office always has a plan. Sometimes something happens to derail the plan, like what would happen with Hartenstein, like thinking that he was going to come back, but then he got blown away with that offer from OKC and he left. And look at him, he's in the finals, so he made the right decision. Or having to trade for Cat and then realizing that it wasn't going to happen unless they put Dante in the deal. Like those two things backfired on the Knicks, but I definitely think the Knicks have plans. So we'll see.
And I've learned not to bet against Leon Rose since he's been the president. He's done some things in the beginning where I just, like, what is this guy doing? And then it just works out. So when Thibodeau got fired, that's why I wasn't really, I wasn't really that worried about it. I figured they have a plan in place, and their batting average is pretty good so far. So I'm going to leave it to them, and I'm sure everything is going to work out. And even if it is Johnny Bryant, I think Johnny Bryant has built up enough credibility with the team and with the players to where I don't think it's. I think it'll be a good fit for him. I'd be surprised if it didn't work out with Johnny Bryant. And it could backfire. It could be disastrous, but I really don't think so. I think he seems like he has a respect of a lot of players, and it's time to get a younger coach in there, somebody with some innovation and to really try to unlock the potential of some of the other players other than Jalen Brunson. So, the other thing that I just wanted to mention, I wanted to get your opinion about it, was if Kevin Durant is available, who would you be willing to give up for Kevin Durant?
You're asking me one of those questions. And, everybody that knows me knows it's one of them questions, because I'm going to try. Okay, let me try to do this. Usa. I'm trying to be my best impartial self, because listen, man, if you know me, bro, look, there's only it's a handful of players in this league that I don't care what they do. I don't care what they've done. I don't care how talented they are. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. So, one is James Johnson, I think, from Miami. I think he's on Indiana now, which makes sense that he's on Indiana, because I can't stand Indiana. So, and he's over there. One is Thanasis Antetokounmpo. He's like number 1 on my list. I cannot stand Thanasis. Another is Kyrie Irving, and another is Kevin Durant. So, all right. If we were going to give something up for Kevin Durant, the problem is Phoenix really values him, and they did a lot to get him over there to that team. They invested a lot of money in him. So their asking price for Durant is more than he's actually worth, in my opinion. And, some people keep saying that the Knicks are going to have to gut the team for somebody like Giannis. I think Giannis and Kevin Durant are in two different stratospheres right now. And I think that Phoenix would want us to give them the same thing we would give for Giannis. And that's a problem. That's an issue for me. And my whole thing is I just don't like him. And I don't like the fact that he wants an extension. He wants like 150 or 160 million. 150 is 75 million per year for 2 years. That is crazy. Yeah. That is nuts. So, but if I was going to give up something for him, it would have to be,
Porty. You give up Hawk Porty straight up. That's what.
No. I'd have to give him a fair deal. They would want Hawk Porty, but I don't think you can give up Hawk Porty, because I think we need him. But it would be Cat. It would be Hawk Porty. It'll probably be like Tyler Kolek. It would probably be 2 first-round picks, because we still have 2 first-round picks. And who knows? It might be Josh Hart. We would have to give up a lot, bro.
So no.
I'm telling you, Phoenix wants a lot, and I'm not doing it.
Well, then they could keep him. There's no way to. Well, first of all, Cat can't be in the deal. I can't give you a 30-year-old for a 37-year-old.
I hear you. So would you give him OG?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Would you give him a 27-year-old?
You know what? And I know a lot of people would scream and holler, but yeah, I'd give him OG straight up now, or OG and a pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they want a little bit more than that. I think they want a little bit more than that.
That's too bad. Or
I hear you.
Or man, it would be tough. Man, that would be tough. Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson. I do that.
I mean, I could see a road there where you could do that, but then you got to go out there and get yourself another big man from somewhere.
Well, they have, from what I hear, they have confidence in Hawk Porty. So I mean,
yeah, but you still need somebody else, because now you need another backup. Like you just need another big body, because you're losing Precious too. Because Precious is gone no matter what the Knicks do this offseason.
Yeah. Precious is gone. But there's other. I'm pretty sure that there's other people. I heard that Steven Adams.
Steven Adams is somebody
thinking about moving Steven Adams, and it's another big body, So there's a couple of other options, but I just thought it interesting. And it relieves Brunson of look. Kevin Durant's going to get you a bucket. He just is. I'm not the biggest Kevin Durant fan either, but the guy can score, even at 37. The Giannis thing, Giannis would be great. Giannis and Dame didn't work, so I don't know. I don't know about Giannis and Brunson work. I don't know if that will work. So, but I just thought Kevin Durant might be intriguing. So, but that was it for me. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
No doubt, Ice, man. I appreciate you, bro. Listen, it's always a
great
pleasure.
Show.
Thank you, my guy. And listen, look, like I said, if Kevin Durant came to the Knicks, am I going to root for him personally? No, I'm not. I'm be honest with you. I'm a straight up hater for him. But am I going to root for the team? Yes. And if he does something to help the team win, I'll be like, yeah, let's go Knicks. I ain't going to be. I'll talk about Kevin Durant if other people want to talk about him, but I do not like him, and I'm not fronting for nobody. So, but listen,
no, I hear you.
If he's the guy and he can get us to a better place, who am I to say? I'm not the person in charge. So if that's what they feel, I got to rock with it. But I will tell you this: he hasn't won anything without Steph Curry, and he only won because he went to go join Steph Curry after Steph Curry beat him in the the Western Conference Finals. That's crazy, but whatever.
Yeah, he's chasing.
Yeah. But I hear you, man. Listen, I ain't gonna hate on him any more than I need to. Like I said, I may not like him as a person, but I do respect him as a baller. Like he's a bucket. I respect his game.
He definitely is. He definitely is a bucket. And in the Eastern Conference, I think, it would just be even easier for him. So
yeah. So
but thanks, man.
All right, brother. Thanks for the call. Take care. Have a great night.
All right, you as well.
All right, take it easy, bro. All right, I found it. I found what I was looking for, guys, and this is probably how I'll end the show because I think that's just funny. Shout out to Glamour Knicks in the building. Said just dropping by. I'll be part of the playback gang tomorrow on my day off. Oh, shout out to you. Enjoy your day off. Do something fun, exciting. Enjoy. Hopefully the weather's good wherever you're at. Appreciate you. Let me just shut this down so I don't get a bunch of last second calls. Sorry for anybody who may be trying to call in now, but I just figure I'm gonna shut it down because I've been rocking for a little bit, and it's time to get myself ready for tomorrow's workday. You know how it is. But before I go, a couple things. Want to say shout out to the chat. A couple people popped in. Billy Goat in the building. Nick, he said Knick fans haven't learned yet over the years. Absolutely no Kevin Durant. It screams T-Mac to me. Man, I'm so mad that we got T-Mac when we did. If we could have got T-Mac earlier in his career, oh, man. T-Mac, air it out, ski mask, wear it out. Oh, we could have got busy with T-Mac over here. It would have been great. Shout out to Lou Boogie in the building. Appreciate you, Lou. He said the Knicks cannot send out less money than the incoming salary. KD makes over $50 million. Come on, guys. Let's be. Well, I mean, that's why you got to trade Cat. Or you trade OG and someone. OG makes 42 million, 41 million, something like that. Cat makes a cool 53 million by himself, something like that. So you could definitely, I mean, we got it. It's just, do you want to do it? That's the thing. Shout out to Old Head in the building. He said the answer is, and this is from early, he said the answer is to play Kolek, Huckporty, Dadier, and McCullers. Campaign, Precious, all those vets are going to be gone. Facts. Tay in the building said they looked bad on offense because of the coach, the lack of offensive schemes. Okay, I hear you. All right. Josh Smooth says, hell no. Hey, Kareem Grant says, have a good night, fam. Hey, appreciate you, Kareem. Appreciate you for being a member of the SKF Army as well. LB So Wavy 718 in the building. I'm only doing a big tree for Giannis. KD is my guy, but he's about to be 37 this year. Facts. And trying to milk us for everything we worth, 75 mil a year. You crazy? All right. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show y'all guys. Just call me Ron Stradamus. Okay. Shout out to George Jones in the building. Get ready for the run back. I hear that. Craig says KD is a drama queen. We don't need that in New York. Tory B's like, if y'all don't stop talking about Kevin Durant. Hey man, you know, I tell you, that's the you know, it is what it is. All right, let me see if I can share this real quick. I found it. I found you. No, I can't say that. Sorry. All right. Okay. So this was me on this was me on the Objective Knick Fans call-up show a couple weeks ago, right? Just okay. Listen. I don't know. I don't have everything. I don't know all the answers, but you know, sometimes I get a couple things right. First off, let me shout out to Stream Elements. Thank you. Shout out to Knowledge X. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you. Shoot. Stream Elements said something else earlier, man. I lost it. I thought it goes to my other chat window like the super chats do, but apparently it doesn't, man. I hope I can find it real quick before I go because I want to acknowledge got another subscriber who joined in. Man, where is it? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry to whoever the subscriber is. I apologize. I thought, like I said, I thought it went to my other chat, so it automatically saves. I didn't realize I had to grab it myself. I definitely wanted to acknowledge, you know, those who are I found it. Ooh. Shout out to Joseph Rumpelo for subscribing. Thank you, Stream Elements. Appreciate you guys. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, man. Things are picking up. Love over here. Appreciate you. I mean, we about to be at 5,000 subscribers before you know it, guys. So thank you for all the love you guys are showing me, man. I appreciate it. The time is now. We got to keep glowing and keep growing, man. That's the mantra. Billy Goat says, hit the like button for my man, Big Ron. Appreciate that, Billy. Thank you, bro. Rasul Thomas in the building. Salute to the chat. Let's get it. Okay. All right. So here is what I wanted to show y'all real quick before we get out of here. I just thought this was interesting. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. I'm just saying we talked about this literally and you know, I found this. So, all right. So this is, let me move myself out of here. This is the Objective Knick Fans call-in show. And listen to what we talked about real quick, guys.
This Game 3 win, is this win good enough to secure Coach Tibbs' job? That's the question. Whether you like him or not, based off the rumors, was this performance, was this win good enough to save his job? Go ahead.
No, I don't think it's good enough to save his job, but I don't think his job is in jeopardy unless they lose the series to Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, I can't. Tibbs ain't the guy that is just going to be up and out of here after all the time he's already put into the franchise and organization and where they've come from and where they're at now. So I can't see with all the relationships he's had and built and cultivated in this league, and then him being close with Leon Rose, James Dolan finally respecting what this organization is doing in the front office, cooking the way we've been cooking for the last couple of years. He's got carte blanche. The only thing is, from the player standpoint, if the players look at this situation and say, yo, we couldn't get out the first round, that's different. I think the players have a lot more to do with him getting the axe than the fans, than anybody else. It's the players. So the players get to look at themselves and say, yo, we put this team together. We thought we was going to be a championship contender, and we lost to the Detroit Pistons in the first round. That's what I think would happen.
Yo, you know what?
Did you guys hear that, people? Now, I mean, of course, we were able to get out the first round, and that wasn't the issue. But you hear what I said, though? I said it was going to come down to the players. If the players wanted Tibbs out of here, then Tibbs going to be out of here. I did not know this was going to happen. Ronstradamus. I'm just saying. But if the players ain't happy, they make a big enough stink. That's how you lose your job. It's not because of the media. It ain't because of the fans. And, with the way Tibbs played and got the Knicks to different levels, it's just hard to see the front office just saying it's time for him to go. But if the players said, we don't like Tibbs, or this is going on, we want a new voice, then I was like, it could happen. I didn't expect it to happen, but hey, I just thought that was wild, man, because I was like, well, I forgot that we talked about that, and I heard it, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't expect it to go down like that, but I knew if it happened, it'd be because of the players. Anyway, there you go, guys. So I want to just say once again, appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. All the people on X, all the people on YouTube. Shout out to y'all. Like I said, share the show out. Maybe the replay gang for people, they can check it out. Please smash the like button, show your love. Thank you guys, man. We're continuing to grow out here, but the most important thing is that our Knicks continue to put some good stuff out there for us to root for. We were so close this year, but not quite close enough. But I still have a lot of faith in this team. I know we'll be better. I know we can get better. I know we got a lot of talent. And I know there's some things that we haven't tapped into yet that we can tap into with the right philosophy, the right coach, blase. So, no matter what, guys, hey, as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m.-ish for SKF Weekly. Usually I'm holding it down, but sometimes with my brother John and my brother Jose on the ones and twos. Check me out on Saturdays for the live panel show, 11:30, Know the Ledge. And maybe at some point this week, you're going to see, I don't know if I'm going to do it every week, but maybe every other week, you'll see me do a State of the Game show where I will be talking about different things. I won't be talking about the same things that you see me talking about on the other shows. It might be a little bit more of a serious topic, or it might be just some stuff that I don't really touch on. On that show, I'll be talking about the Mets. I'll be talking about the Giants. I'll be talking about the Knicks. And I'll also be talking about serious stuff that goes on throughout the leagues, So tune into that, because that show is all about what can we learn today. You know what I mean? If I can say something that you guys didn't know, or you guys can teach me something in the chat, or if I have a special guest on that can teach us all something. Either way, it's all about learning something, having good communication, good conversation, and just having a good time talking sports, man. So anyway, tune into State of the Game. Like I said, it may be this week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys once again for all your time, all the love. And as I always say, guys, no matter what, throughout all of this stuff that's going on, the offseason is going to be crazy, but the good, the bad, the ups and downs, the firing of our coach, Tom Thibodeau, we are still Knicks fans. So peace out, y'all. One yourself. And like I always say, be good. But if you can't be good at it. I'll catch y'all. Laters. Let me get out of here.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good offseason for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective fan from the Objective Knicks fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef from Two Knicks Chicks Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Box 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.